And welcome back. This is Capri Smith. I am the Uncuffed Living Expert, and we are here at Uncuffed Books in Towson at the Keys to Living Uncuffed Fashion and Lifestyles book launch. We are here with some amazing women. I'm bringing back Miss Angelique of King Studio, and I want to ask you a quick question. I know that we all stand on the shoulders of so many giants, and the names go on and on and on. But the one thing I admire is that there are many giants being birthed during this era. And since your focus is a lot on younger people, are there any characteristics of some of the younger people that you see that we adults can learn from?
Yes. A lot of the young people, they think differently and out the box. They don't carry or they don't follow the trends. They like to stand out, which is very inspiring. And as Deborah said earlier, they're actually fearless. A lot of the kids out here are fearless from skiing, like they're not scared to do anything, and they're not thinking about what someone would think of them or what the outcome would be or if they'll fall and hurt themselves, but they just jump out there and do it, and that's pretty a strong attribute that they have.
I love that, and I think a lot of us adults can learn just to, like Deborah said, just do it. Even if you're afraid, just get it done. Because mama's going to do it for you. And it's a really good segue to our next, what we call the baby of the group. And I hope she doesn't mind me saying that, because she is a grown woman with her own. She is doing it. She is the leader in our success, in our style. When you see her outfit, you're going to love her outfit. I used to wear outfits like that, but then I had to grow up, be mommy, put on a blazer. But that's okay. I accept that. I accept that a lot of young people, just like this young lady I'm about to bring up, they're just doing it, and they're looking fabulous doing it. And it's not all about appearance. We want to be clear, this fashion and lifestyle movement, it's not about appearance. And I love your jumper, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes. It's not just about appearances. It's more about the confidence to stand in your own power, to walk your walk, to talk your talk. And those two things, I must say, are things that my mother told me. Now, she won't come up here with me, but I'm going to shout her out anyway. This woman has so much sass and so much power that she just can't deny it. And if you ever thought she didn't, look at her daughter. So I'm just celebrating this movement of living uncuffed. And Angelique, I want you to stay up here and help me welcome our next young lady. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her first. Miss Chantre, she is a goal-driven woman who lives by the motto, live your life to the fullest. And that sounds really simple, but there are a lot of people who are not, who are still just refusing to live. She loves to enjoy life and everything that God has to offer within it. Now, how often do you hear a young person celebrate God openly? Well, she did not hesitate, and I just fell in love with her even more. She said she was told as a child that she would love to get all dressed up and pretty, even if she had nowhere to go. And you guys know, if you follow me anywhere, you know I love pictures and I love playing dress up and I love just being the girl. And I'll show you that crown in a minute. Stand by and stay tuned. But back to Chantre, what she did is she went to college at University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, and she learned all about fashion. She got her bachelor's degree in fashion merchandising, and now she's working on her second book collaboration. So she's just stepping into her full power and just doing it robustly. She's doing it all the way around. So would you please help me welcome our next author, Miss
Thank you.
Yes. So we're going to give you the floor and you let them have it.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Chantre. I do have an Instagram where you can follow me at Your Success Stylist. I did my collaboration in a book about being fashionable in the business world and still being a woman who's able to live her lifestyle and still being fashionable doing it. So one of the keys that I have in the book talks about being a younger woman and some advice that I would give to my younger sisters and as far as younger women in this day and age. And I said that it would be to live your life, living and not just existing, which means going about your life, doing things that you want to do. As we are still younger, we have so much more time to do a lot more things that even some of our moms may not have done or may not be able to do. So one of the things that I do like to do is just to live life to the fullest, travel, any ideas that you have, go and fulfill them, go about doing them, don't let anything stop you. sometimes we tend to be people pleasers and trying to, fit our lifestyles into, our friends and what they're doing. But in this day and age, just do what we feel, live our life to the fullest, as I say, travel and do everything that we can do. Live out your full potential, because we have so much more and so much that we can do rather than just settling and just doing what we're doing in this day and age. And that's it.
Awesome. And you know what I love even more? Your shoes actually match the book.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you did. Okay, so it's so awesome. Now, while I have you, I want to pick your brain a little bit. And as you develop your business, learn to say no. I don't allow people to pick my brain. But for now, I want to pick your brain. And I want you to tap into and speak for the entire age group.
Okay.
There's a lot of pressure.
Okay.
But I want you to be really honest and what are we doing wrong that we're not connecting with more young people like yourself?
I wouldn't say doing wrong, but I guess kind of it's different now than how it used to be. So when it comes to kind of knowing, and you said doing wrong, are you talking about fashion-wise, or are you talking about?
Just mentoring.
Mentoring, okay, yes. Mentoring. I would say the lack of understanding that now, today's age, it's different than how it was when, our older moms and aunts and everybody, when they were growing up, it's completely different. There's more social media, there's more things on TV, there's things that it's kind of makes it more, I would say, competitive for women growing up versus in how it was then. So I would say kind of understanding more versus just assuming like, okay, well, this is how it should be, this is how it was then, and just assuming that it's going to be that. It's not easy anymore. It's a lot more difficult.
And there's a lot of people doing it.
Yes, and a lot of people are doing it. Yep.
Yes. Well, I love the fact that you did not hesitate or shy away from this opportunity. And for me, it was a life lesson, because I tend to be the feisty one in the group. I tend to be the one that can say, let's get it done. Well, it's sad. These are instructions. Let's get it done. And for the first time, I had a mirror saying, well, this is what it says. Let's get it done. Okay, I got it. So sometimes you need that. And you need that not just from your mentors, but you need that from the people who you're hoping that you are setting an example for, because they're going to chin check you. They're going to tell you, yeah, I get that. I see where you're going with that. Or, no, I don't quite get that. Please explain. And the reason why it's so important for us to explain is because sometimes we get on our own platform and we assume that the world's going to love it just because we said so. How many of us do that? Is it always effective? So thank you so much for being a part of the book collaboration.
You're welcome.
Yes, give a round of applause. And we're going to have our in-house Miss Wanda to your lock. And I would like to apologize to Wanda. She's such a professional, but because I have like music playing in my head all the time, I keep forgetting to press play for her. But let's give her a round of applause because she's such a professional. She just came up and did it. So thank you for that, Miss Wanda. Now our next author is just amazing. From day one, ever since I've known her, she's been very supportive, and she's not just had her own, but she's had her own network of amazing women. And that just excites me, because it's really good to sometimes be the learner, and it's really good to sometimes be the woman that is appreciating another woman. You know, as leaders, sometimes we get stuck on being the leader. So when you meet other leaders, it excites me. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Miss Cassandra. She really does live her life on purpose. She is unshakable. I know a few things about her. I know that she is all about family, she is all about God, and she is all about forward movement. And that is so consistent with her. And I love that she's a part of this collaboration because she has so many of her own projects that she's working on. So I just celebrate her. And some things you may not know about her is that she is a leadership trainer. In fact, she just left this morning training young people about money and wealth, and how important is that. She falls under John C. Maxwell's training and Villanova University and the HR department. Bible college leadership, and I go on and on about her resume. Well, the one thing I want you to remember about Cassandra is that she's going to show you how to do it. Now, I love that I have this great balance of family, work, and personal life. And the women in this book collaboration, they have that same balance. Cassandra is a woman after my own heart. I think in another time and day we may have been kindred souls or twins because we're so much alike, but the difference is Cassandra always had it. I'm recently getting it, stepping into my own. It took me some self-work to get it done. It took me about 10, 15 years now. I've known you about that long, right? And you've always had it. So thank you for being who you are, and please grace us with your presence and share your keys to living Uncuffed. Wow.
I am not always hated. That's the first thing I want to say, and thank you, because one thing is, not only do I try to be, a part of this Uncuffed and Unshakable and Living on Purpose, I try to be a realist. Because, people are going to see the real you eventually anyway. So I thank you for that, because there are moments that, I cried, I screamed, I shouted, and my family can tell you they get it all. They get all of me. But I am Cassandra Ferguson, and you can follow me on Instagram at Cass Living on Purpose, short for Cassandra. I am going to share a key that I think that a lot of business women, entrepreneurs, dreamers leave out, and that is order. I remember, and I had to experience not being out of order and trying to do business in order to speak about order. And I could see the difference. And that's one of the keys I share in the book. I talk about order. The question was asked, can you have it all? Can you have family, business, and the lifestyle? You can. But you have to keep it in order. You have to keep it in perspective. And one thing that I've learned is you also have to recognize what season you're in. There is a season that you may be going 110% for your business, but God is telling you you need to deal with your child, or you need to deal with your husband. So you need to realize, okay, for this season I need to do this, and then trust that whatever is not being taken care of and where you want it to be, that it will be taken care of because you are in order. So yes, you can have it all. You can have family, you can have business, you can have the lifestyle, you can travel. But you got to keep it in order, because God blessed order. And there was a time that I was out of order. And when I say I was out of order, that was when I was basically had my mortgage company that was very successful. But building a mortgage company up, it requires money, it requires time, and there was things that I did not share with my husband. And we were to the point that we were about to lose our home. We had 2 cars repossessed, and that's because I was out of order. I was not telling him everything financially that I needed to tell him. So you learn. No, I did not have it all together. Even in that story, because I was out of order. So yes, I just want business women to realize what's first. What's first? And I believe that God is God, family, and business. And God called you to be a mother. And God called you, and not only did He call you, He entrusted you to be a mother, and He entrusted you to be a wife. And when you begin to let your family not only see, but be in your business and be a part of your business, it just brings so much, a better energy to the whole process. You won't feel like you're fighting against anything to get it done. You won't feel like you got to have this life right here for your business and this life for your family, but it's all one. It's all one. So that is what I talk about in my keys to Uncuffed: fashion and lifestyle order.
All right. Did y'all see the finish? Yeah. I'm paying attention. Okay, so wives, mothers. That was her daughter. Chantre was her daughter. Mothers, wives, an example of how it can be done. And her husband is here to support her with his support. And that's so important, because I've done it. I'm sure you've done it. You, instead of buying shoes, you're pouring that $50, $75 into your website or to something else, or something for your business, and then you're lying about it. Yep. You ain't telling the people that you're supposed to be paying bills with, like your husband.
Yeah.
You're saying, honey, I just don't have it. You're not explaining why. So I think that's so huge. So why, in today's society, where women can be anything that she wants to be at any time, why do you think so many women still deal with that?
Because, unfortunately, society and, as my daughter talked about, the media, people are such vision. They see things and they want it. They want it so bad that they're willing to compromise for it. And that's something we can't do. We cannot compromise to get. And we have to realize that if God intended for you to be anything, it's going to happen. You really don't have to help Him. All we got to do is walk it out, and it's going to come to us. So I believe that so many women, and also they're competitive. They feel like if this person got this, that they need to come up to the speed to that person. So what they're doing is they're compromising again, and they're losing things because they're trying to catch up to somebody else. But it just might not be your time.
Talk about it.
Because when it's your time, it's going to happen. And you just got to keep that all in perspective. It's going to happen. And furthermore, He's going to bless you because you're in order.
Love it.
He's going to bless you because you're in order.
Yes, yes, yes. Love, love, love it. So before we go to church, because this is what happens when you start talking about this. And this, you ever had your dip right? But you see this earlier. So this is what happens when we get to talking. We start talking before. It always ends up to God. It always ends up there, and I just celebrate that. Another Christian woman in business. We're moving. We're living proof that He who began a good work in you will what?
Finish it.
Hallelujah. Yes. And if you don't know what that verse is, it's the last page of the book. You're familiar with it. Cassandra, I can't thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough. So I'm not going to let you go yet. Because we, again, can stay here all day and just go back and forth. But what I like to do is just get through my piece. And then we'll bring all of the authors back out for a quick question, answer, and we'll rock it out. Does it sound good for everybody?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. All right, so I am Capri Smith, the Uncuffed living expert. And a lot of you are probably wondering, what is this uncuffed? What does she mean? Well, I know she was a police officer, but what really does that mean? I'm not even referring to the police officer. Yes, I spent years placing people into handcuffs, and now I teach them how to release those mental handcuffs. That's uncuffing. But for me, it goes a little deeper. Uncuffing is the releasing of anything holding you back. Anything mental, anything physical, any family, friend, or foe holding you back. They need to go. Call it eviction day. Now, I want to remind you guys that I wasn't always this woman. Today, I stand before you, bearing the scars of my ancestors, every beating they took, every time they were kicked down, every time their voices were silent. I wear those. I wear those proudly because those times remind me that I must live uncuffed every day. There is no compromise. The days that I don't feel like doing it, I look in the mirror and I remind myself that my purpose is so much bigger than me. And you have to do it for yourself. I want you guys to know that if you're not living uncuffed, you're just not living. And what that means is you may be existing, but if you're secretly hiding behind something, your physical appearance, not enough money in the bank, what someone told you, those mental processes that we go through all the time, if you believe in those things and you're hiding behind them, guess what you're not doing? You're not living. You're not leaving your legacy. This is what it's going to take. You have got to do the self-work. For me, the self-work really meant an understanding of the things that I was taught, the messages, the things that the people who loved me told me and showed and mirrored to me. They weren't always right. I didn't have to buy into that type of thinking. The next thing about self-work is I had to realize that I don't have it all together. And guess what? That's okay. No one does. Stop pretending you do, because people see right through it. The one thing you're trying to hide is the one thing people will see the most. Trust me, I know. I spent hours up at night getting my degrees. I spent hours up at night hoping, wishing, praying more would come. And the day it came, I wasn't quite ready. Ladies, be ready for your blessings when it comes. When that happens, you're going to be so excited. The way to be ready is to live uncuffed. The reason behind this piece, living uncuffed, is because there's a lot of women in business. There are a lot of coaches. There are a lot of mentors who are still not cuffed. They are faking it. You have coaches jealous of their clients' success. You have family members who won't support another family member because it's not them. You have friends that won't just talk about you behind your back, but will discredit you to the end and lie to your face. You have enemies who can't deny your greatness. Why? Because when you're living uncuffed, it can't be denied. It shows in everything that you do. It doesn't matter who gets it or not, as long as you get it. I am a God-fearing woman. The reason why I'm a God-fearing woman is because He is everything. He is my Father, my best friend, my everything. And if you don't have that type of relationship with your God, my God, the only God, get to know Him. If you don't have a moral balance in your life, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna get it and not keep it. So you can't find it in your girlfriends, you can't find it at the bar, you can't find it anywhere. I found it in my God. I encourage you to do the same thing. But I also want to remind you that the whole thing behind the movement of uncuffed living is we have a work to do. You guys watched the news a few weeks back when the Baltimore riots, and it felt like the city was being burnt down. It shut down. There was a lot of violence. There were young people just running amok. Our older people were running amok. It was so much happening, and people felt, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? How do I respond to this? This is a shame. We're better than this. We're better than this. But the reason why it felt so fearful and so uncontrollable is because we're not living our purpose. I'm going to tell you what it felt like to me. I watched my husband suit up, go out there into the community, into all of the madness. But then, after I prayed over him, I went to my computer and I worked even harder on my business. Because in my business, I knew I was helping young people and I was helping the tribe of people I was designated to help. If you don't feel that level of comfort, you're not there yet. You haven't finished that self-work. Because it's not about any one of us. It's not about us. It's about who we help in our path. And the way to help people the most in your path is to put them in your path. So if someone comes up who wants to distract you, I'm sorry, I'm not available. I'll call you back. If something comes up that tells you you can't, I'm not available. I'll call you back. If somebody who is supposed to support you shows up and say, well, I mean, it's never been done before, what makes you think you can do it? I'm not available. I'll call you back. But this is where we lose it. I'm not available. I'll call you back. And then we'll go here and we'll huddle in the corner and we'll remind ourselves they were right. I am not good enough. I am not smart enough. That isn't living uncuffed. I am not available. I'll call you back. And you go, you look in that mirror and you scream to the top of your lungs. I am Capri Smith. I'm a woman of my own character. Born of my mother, I don't need anyone's validation. I will work diligently to earn everything I receive. My Father's blood runs through me. I'm a God-fearing woman. I make my own mistakes, accept my own responsibility. Why? Because I bear the scars of all the ancestors before me, and I will not let them down. They died so I can live uncuffed. I'm living uncuffed so that I can be an example. If you don't know what to do, watch me work. Stay tuned. Follow me at #Uncuffed, #Uncuffed2015, and Caprice Lives Uncuffed. Ladies, I invite you back on the stage to give some final words. Wanda, if you could join us, give some final words to the people who have tuned in, who would love and love to support us. Yeah, so Deborah, if you could go first. Final words. Oh, okay, you good? Okay.
Final word to all. I think it's just love yourself. It's so important. If you love yourself, then you'll love others and serve others.
Again, order. I would say God, family, and business. As long as you keep those things in line, then your business will be blessed.
Amen. Yes, ma'am. I encourage everyone to embrace their gifts or their talents, or it will lead them to unimaginable experiences and accomplishments.
I think that I agree. If you have a purpose and you feel the urge to do something, do it. Don't wait. Just go out and do it. And the worst that you can do, somebody tell you no or you fail, and then from there, you know what to do the next time.
And Wanda, you can, because you know she's going to speak anyway, whether I say she can or not. I love Wanda.
Our faith in God is measured in how much confidence we have within ourselves.
Amen. And stand by, ladies. Wanda, could you hold it, please? Have a little token of my appreciation. Could you hold it? I want to thank you. I want to thank you for living uncuffed and being an example. And I want to thank you for being the woman you are. And I want to thank you for being so resilient and so dedicated to our young people. And I want to thank you for getting it so early in your life.
Oh, thank
And that must be
you.
you. I want to thank you because I love you.
I got some treats for them too.
Okay, guys, we thank you for taking time out to watch our broadcast. We hope that you will share it and pay it forward. We are going to have our next piece, Living Uncuffed, The Acquittal, Women in Divorce, women who have divorced and are still happy and successful. Remember, if you're still standing, that's a big, big plus if you've gone through something as horrible as divorce. And we have Wanda with more treats.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so proud of y'all.
Thank you.
God bless this journey we all on together.
Thank you.
And I want to thank this lady right here for everything she's done and helped me through a year of success. I mean, she took me under her wing and mentored me from her heart. And in a year, I'd have been in magazines, books. I had my own book out, and she, every time I called, she just said, "Yes, baby. What is it, sweetie? You did it." So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you so much. I love you. Oh, God, I love you. Nobody loves you, baby. Thank you.
Thank you, Wanda. Okay, so where do you go from there? It's all about the sisterhood and the bonding. So this is what it's about. Uplifting each other, pushing each other forward. Because I believe that you don't have to worry about your own success and happiness so much. As long as you are taking people with you and asking them to go along with their success, you got it. As long as we continue to do teamwork and work together, the success part will fall in place. You don't have to work so hard for it. You got it. Oh, thank you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you, guys.